Welcome in. Welcome to the channel. I'm your Master Cosmologist here with an energy forecast for the collective. I'm working with the Raven's Prophecy Tarot as well as the Iris Oracle. Ooh, right off the bat, didn't even pick this up earlier. This is a personal note, actually. There was a character shift that occurred overnight. So basically, yesterday Mars was at 0 degrees of Aries. It's like, I don't know who I am, identity crisis. I don't know where this is going. I don't know what to do. You probably woke up with a totally different attitude and view. And things kind of coming together. Mars is at 1 degrees of Aries today, and that is total self-love. One of the things that I'm picking up on first is combination. The Earth is at 21 degrees of Libra, Sun 21 Aries. As I'm recording, it's going to shift over to 22 this afternoon, late this afternoon. But what is occurring throughout the day today is a combination. You're taking all these different facets, the things that were jumbled and disparate, and they just didn't seem like they were able to fit together. They didn't really make sense. They weren't cooperating. They weren't getting along, essentially. These different facets of you just weren't really adding up. But I think today you're going to feel a sense that you finally see how all of these different pieces and all these different interests can play out as a future totality of yourself. And what that requires is just loving all of it and knowing that all of it has a place in your experience. It's just about proportions. How much? Some things are going to take a lot more of your time and your energy, and some are going to get a small proportion of that. Anything else? I'm hearing no to go with the cards. I'm feeling the card at the bottom of the Raven deck here, which is, oh, the King of Wands. Nice. So this is Aries horns. I'll put this up here. These are sprouting. And wow, okay, so I've also got my horns. Venus in Taurus, but also Aries. This speaks of courageousness. If you had a full rack, you wouldn't be very afraid. You would be quite brazen, and you would charge head first and use those, not necessarily to injure anyone, but to escort them out of your way. Very much hearing ludicrous, move bitch, get out the way. That's Mars in Aries. All right, no, I'm gonna get another tarot card here. What else? What else does the collective need to know today? Ooh, the Chariot. Move, bitch. Get out the way. What's pulling this Chariot is a set of fire-breathing dragons, and you do not want to... Look at that. It's like the two tongues of fire emitting from these fire-breathing dragons. You've yoked those. They're no longer adversarial. They are a team. They're chummy. That's funny. Yesterday, the word chummy was coming through because of the Earth being at 20 degrees of Libra. That's Libra plus Cancer. Chummy. It's so chummy. It's like we get along. There's familiarity. There's compatibility. There's this respect. You know, in order to be these two, the Chariot, you have to respect each other. You have to let each other live. You have to let each other face their own future, their own direction, while walking simultaneously together in your own lanes. Together but apart. This, too, is bringing up the fact that Mercury is at the highest quintessential degree of Pisces today, 25 degrees of Pisces. That's my birthday. That's my heart. So I got love on the brain today. And this is extremely adept lovemaking. It's the two fish of the Pisces symbol that won't annihilate one another. They will not cause each other's demise. They learn to get along swimmingly. I like how this chariot is actually more positioned like the two fish of Pisces than a typical chariot. These two are drastically different. So my divine partner, my husband, my beloved, is my mirror image. He's my polar opposite. And we meter each other. We throttle one another. What it is you are two beings that represent a totality, a concept, we should say. And if you didn't have the other one to complement you, you would be out of control. That's the sun at 21 degrees of Aries. It's too expansive. It's like a ball of gas. It's a ball of fire that's just gonna burn itself out. It's this throttling that actually keeps everything in checks and balances. It's how Earth even exists. That's the bigness. That's the scope that is being solidified in your mind today. It's like you have to have the dark, you have to have the light, you have to have evil, you have to have good. Without these different sides of the same coin, it would just be too much of one thing. So, for example, the throttling that occurs in my relationship is I'm infinite growth. I'm like raising things, just raise all the things. Raise all the babies and raise everything. But if that were the case, it would be like Jack and the Beanstalk everywhere. It'd be a jungle, just trees and vines climbing into the sky. It would be too much. So the throttling that my beloved, my counterpart, brings in is he kind of kills my dreams a bit. Did I just say that on camera? And I've taken it like brutally personal. And I didn't understand it until like literally before I hit record on this, where it's like, oh, that's absolutely necessary, because I would just dream and dream and dream and create and create and create. And it would just get very chaotic. It wouldn't have any order. It'd be too much. It'd be too soon. It'd be voluminous. At my Mercury degree. Where are we going? Let's go with more cards here. So that's getting put into a nice symbiosis today. The Knight of Swords. It's like some things have to be edited out. Some things have to die. Some things have to be cut out. Not everything gets to infinitely grow and reach to the sun. That would be 21 degrees Aries, just going to infinity and beyond, just all the gas, all the power. This is an energy of throttling. Thank goodness you had to go through the lesson to see your opposing energy, the forces that throttle you, that stop you dead in your tracks. Now you know how to interplay and to work with it and to not let it harsh your flow. And also knowing when to like ward it off and deflect it. Did I say it? Yeah, Knight of Swords. Okay. Let's go with another card here, because sometimes that opposing force, that other energy, can get a little too handsy or a little too pushy with their throttling, that oppositional force. And sometimes you have to like, no. Okay, enough of you. It's time to let things like flourish. That's the word for the month of April. I don't think I've ever shared that here. The word that I channeled for the month of April is flourish. The word that I channeled for this week, even though it's kind of closing out here on Saturday, is empower. Okay, so I'm supposed to talk about that right here. And I'm supposed to pull 2 cards. So this is empowerment. Let's get 2 cards to talk about this empowerment channel. The way it wanted to be brought forth to the audience is, ooh, nice, 4 cups. The interplay between empowerment and disempowerment. Today with Mars at 1 degree of Aries, we're really focusing on empowerment and moving forward. Disempowerment is having to cut away from things that harsh your flow, slow your roll, bring you down. Let me get one more card here so I can focus on what I'm saying. Ooh, the Lovers, nice. So we have 4 of Cups and the Lovers. This is going to be on the disempowerment, and this is the empowerment side. So the 4 of Cups, it's like the universe proffers a lot of things to you. Typically, 4 of Cups is the hand of the universe, like proffering something to you, and there's 3 things that you're kind of focusing on while the universe is trying to hand you a goodie, a treasure, a token, something special. It's saying that the universe offers many, many things to you, and some of them are mirages, and some of them stand firm. Some of them are for you, and some of them are not for you. Disempowerment and empowerment in normal contexts would be kind of black and white. It's like, well, that's typically always disempowering, and this thing is typically always empowering if we were just black and white about it. But what empowers you might disempower someone else, and what disempowers, you know what I'm saying? It's like this vice versa thing. It's like, just because it's disempowering to someone else, it might be the very thing that empowers you. I'll take a pretty classic example in the spiritual community is music. It's like really hard, gothy, heavy metal, swearing, rap. That gets a bad rap, and it gets classified as evil or bad or lowering your vibe. It's like, no, some days you actually need that. I'm someone who is greatly empowered by really thrashy I might not seem like it on camera, but I can get down with some pretty hardcore music. So that's a perfect example of what this 4 of Cups is bringing up, and that disempowerment side. It's like, that's highly individual, and it's up to you to determine, not anyone else, not the church, not your mama, not your judgy wudgy friends, not the interwebs, not societal norms. You have to choose for yourself truly what is empowering and what's disempowering, and that can change every single day. Sometimes it does bring me down to put on that hardcore music, and I need to listen to airy fairy woo woo. I'm going on a bufo medicine journey type of blast me off into the stratosphere. Anyway, you get my drift there. I feel like there's one more thread I needed to pick up here that mirage, that everything's not for you. Yeah, so you have to cut some things out. You have to be very adept at editing. It's a very crucial skill that Libra possesses, and the Earth is in Libra right now. So, you know, put it on your plate, put it on the scales and weigh it, and move it onto the negative column or the positive column accordingly is kind of what we got going there. I'm still missing something. It's okay. On the empowering side, we have the Lovers here. That's funny about kind of like locking horns or charging with the antlers there, or the horns. There's a meeting of minds today. This is really beautiful. I'm reading this as Mercury at 25 degrees of Pisces, the white and the black, the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of your brains. And like this kind of weaving. It's a woven quality here of the neural synapses, where if you've done years of shadow work, decades of shadow work, and if you've gone through this Mercury in Pisces, really aware, you have done a nice repairing. Ooh, a beautiful repair of the two hemispheres. And now those synapses can weave together in a compatible state instead of them frazzling and frying each other. Let's get an Iris Oracle card. So annoyed. There's like this really potent point about empowerment and disempowerment. Well, one thing that's coming through wasn't the thing, but it's that proportions are gonna be what knocks it out of the park for you. It's going to retard you and drag you and keep you anchored where you are, or it's going to allow you to move forward. It's like you need to know titration levels within your own system. I've learned that if I do cards and channeling and esoteric up here in the ether stuff all day, I feel like a ghost. I feel disembodied. I don't feel like I'm on earth. I feel like just light and air, and I don't feel grounded at all. As I say, it's kind of bringing up some trauma because it took a long time to get here. It took a long time to accomplish this internally. Where what I'm saying is that you've got to know your ratios. You need to know your percentages. Like, I probably need a higher percentage than most people of getting my hands in the dirt, exercising, being very physical, being very, very active and physical, because I'm a Pisces with so many Pisces placements. You might be completely different, where you need more esoteric and more upper qualities. All right, so, 3 cards came out on Iris Oracle deck here. The Sword, same thing here. Make it look like the night. And Cosmic Exploration. Okay, the first thing with the Sword here is some of these behavioral patterns are looping you, and you've got to cut. You just got to make the cut, and you know you need to. You've been putting it off. You've been procrastinating it for a long time. Some things need to go in the trash. What I'm getting here is these mirages of yourself. One thing, for an example, I'll tell you something I've been doing. I've been throwing out old pictures that I hate of myself, that I look at and I'm like, ugh, that's not flattering. Why do I have that in a box? Or pictures of old lovers. I hung on to them for decades, but they're in my mind. They're where they need to be. They're in the past. Do I need to hold on to and carry these things? So there's a big editing and cutting away from things here. Anything that's not a reflection, a true reflection of you, and it stresses you out more than it brings you joy, it's got to go. It's got to be released. Make it look like the night. No freaking way. Did I not do that at the beginning? That's so crazy. I love magic. I love magic. I think this is about your comfort zone. If you're more of a night creature or a day creature, getting your environment cozier for yourself. Some people shrink from the bright light, and some people are, we've got like the moon crew and the sun crew, right? I tend to be more lunar. I was born, oh, this has to do with, okay, so look at your natal chart. Were you born in the dark or were you born in the light? that's probably where you feel most comfortable, and designing your environment to be like that more. I also get here that my counterpart, this is all about counterparts and balancing, checks and balances. Like, he brings certain qualities that, and I bring certain qualities to him, and we kind of mute each other slightly. Anyway, mostly what I'm getting about this card, though, is environment. It's kind of not just like make it look like the night. It's almost like this character is wearing a blanket. It's their comfort zone. It's their snuggle. It's their snuggie. He's in a snuggie. Make your environment feel like you feel you're in your zone or your sweet spot. I'm talking about my husband a lot. I actually don't talk about people on my videos very often because I feel like it's kind of rude to not have them here and speak about them. But I feel like this is pretty generic stuff in a way. And it's just more for example. So I feel kind of all right about it. Anyway, one thing that he does that I just don't get at all is he loves black lights and making his environment look psychedelic. I'm like, do you, boo? Yeah. Anyway, something like that. It's about catering to your environment. I want to pull the guidebook, but I think I'm going to get taken off that thought there, and it'll give me something that's not actually what wants to come through today. Lastly, we've got cosmic exploration. This is that 21-degree aspect of the day where I was saying to infinity and beyond. Really, the sky's the limit from here on out. It's like you've done a lot of narrowing, and things got very cramped, very stalled. You had to put a lot of things down. It's like once you get through that funnel and you break through to the other side, it's like a funnel on both ends. You go through, you become your genius, you get put into your lane in your zone of genius, and that feels really tight and really cramped and very limited. But after today, when we go to 22, it's just going to be like a plethora of opportunities and options. Just be careful. Be careful to cut. You know, make the cuts of what's a mirage and what's not authentic to you and what's disempowering to you. And I think you're going to be sitting pretty and feeling good and finding flow, finding some new movement and motion. Okay, that's what I've got for you today. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on another one. Bye.